personally, I'm still very happy with my iPhone 6s Plus. It's so powerful and very fast still. And this year I am planning to buy the second generation of the 12-inch MacBook as my new device for creating content on, blogging and video editing and so on. And because I'm still so happy with my iPhone 6s Plus, can this year be the first year that I won't update to the latest iPhone? The iPhone 3G was the first iPhone released here in Sweden, and I have bought every iPhone since then. But this year is the first year that I am not sure that I will buy the latest iPhone, the iPhone 7. The iPhone has become so good, so it's almost perfect as it is now, so you can't have so much more things that you desperately need and so on. So that's why I think the iPhone 6s Plus I have is so good still. But there is some few things that I wish the iPhone 7 will have. And if the iPhone 7 will have at least one or two of these features, then I will probably upgrade to the iPhone 7 Plus even this year. So let's see which features I want the iPhone 7 to have. The first thing I want the iPhone 7 to have is a better front-facing camera. I use the front-facing camera a lot when recording vlogs, for example, and car vlogs in my car, so I can see myself while recording. And the front-facing camera on the iPhone 6s Plus can only record in 720p, so not even full 1080p HD, but I wish the iPhone 7 front-facing camera to be able to record in 1080p or even better 4K video. And another thing that I would like the iPhone 7 to have is better speakers and stereo speakers. And one of the rumors says that Apple will remove the headphone jack and replace the space that the headphone jack takes up in the iPhone for a second speaker. So we finally will have stereo speakers on the iPhone. So the iPhone 7 will eventually have better sound and better speakers. And the reason why I would like to have better speakers on the iPhone is that I use it a lot to listen to podcasts and audiobooks and so on directly on the phone itself. So I often lay the phone down on a desk, for example, and listen to a podcast directly from the speakers in the iPhone. So that's why I would like to have even better speakers on the iPhone 7. And the third thing I would like the iPhone 7 to have is a camera on the back that is not protruding. And the reason for that is that I often lay down my iPhone on a table or a desk, for example, and it jiggles a lot when you have the display upward, so you have the rear back on the desktop itself. Then the protruding camera makes the iPhone jiggle quite a lot, and I don't like that. I don't mind the design of a protruding camera because I think it's beautiful still, but the only reason I would like to have a camera that is not protruding is because of the jiggling. So that's why. Another thing that I would like to have in the iPhone 7 is an even larger display. The iPhone 6s Plus has quite large bezels around the display, and we have also the Touch ID, the home button below the display. If Apple could make the iPhone 7 have the Touch ID button directly into the display itself, then Apple can release the iPhone 7 with even a larger display because they can remove all the bezels. I think they can release at least a 5.8-inch iPhone or maybe even a 6-inch display into the same sized phone as the iPhone 6s Plus. And actually one of the rumors says that Apple is planning for an iPhone Pro with a 5.8-inch display. So that sounds quite interesting to me. Or Apple could also make the iPhone 6s Plus, the iPhone 7 Plus, even smaller if they do the same, because if they can remove the bezels around the display, they can still have a 5.5-inch display in a much smaller phone too, so it will be easier to handle with one hand. So either way, a larger display in the same size phone or a smaller phone with the same size display. That would be nice. And of course, I would like to have the iPhone 7 Plus to be even thinner and lighter, because not many people understand this, because I think the iPhone 6s Plus is a bit thick and heavy, and that makes it harder to handle with one hand and working on the iPhone. And I work a lot on my devices, so if the devices can be thinner and lighter, so thin and light as possible, then it will be easier to handle with one hand and working on them. As an example, I can say that when I have the iPad Air, the first version, and then bought the iPad Air 2, it was a huge difference in user experience, because the iPad Air 2 was thinner and lighter. I could finally work with my iPad Air 2 while holding it in both hands and working on it without any problems at all. I could work on it the whole day if I wanted, so that's why I think thinness and lightness is very important, because the user experience gets better if the device is as thin and light as possible. That's why. So that was 6 reasons that could make me upgrade to the iPhone 7 Plus this year, even if I'm so happy still with the iPhone 6s Plus. So if the iPhone 7 will have one or two of these things that I talked about, then eventually I will upgrade to the iPhone 7 Plus this year. Okay, bye.